Hi, my name is Kameron Robinson. I work for ABC 21 in Fort Wayne's NBC as a creative services producer. What my job is essentially I get to make commercials. The thing that I love about my job is that every single day I get to do something different. So one of the things that I mostly do is I make commercials. And that starts with me even writing a commercial for the script, then getting the footage, recording it myself, or finding B-roll that we have from a database of all sorts of different types of video that you can imagine. And what I do with that is I edit it together with the audio, the video, until it's a completed commercial. And then after I'm finished, we send it off to our clients, and then they approve it or let us know if they want us to do any changes. The way that I started this is almost hard to imagine. When I was in school, I wanted to be an animation major. And I remember going to college wanting to do nothing but anime. I loved watching all of those DreamWorks movies, Disney movies, and just thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if I could do that? And it's kind of funny because if you want to make a plan and stick to it, it's not always the easiest thing. But I'm really happy where I ended up. My junior year of college, I ended up having an editing internship where I discovered that that was something that I was really passionate about. And after I discovered that, I completely changed my plan. I decided on a different career goal and a different career path. So when it came to graduating my senior year of college, I was very fortunate in getting a job 2 weeks at a news station before I even graduated. It wasn't the position that I necessarily thought I would have, but it was something that I thought would be a great opportunity to get me to where I wanted to be. And I started off as a production assistant working in news, which is essentially working the cameras during the newscasts, giving cues to anchors, and even running audio on the weekends. And then that led me to being an assistant director because it was something that I thought would allow me to explore more avenues in my position. I never lost the fact that I wanted to do editing, but I also didn't want to stay so laser focused that I didn't miss other opportunities that I could have. So I became an assistant director. And then that led to me being a full-fledged director when we got a new studio and things changed at our company. And then after being a director for about 1.5 years, I was promoted again to senior director. And it was an opportunity that I couldn't imagine I would have that quickly, even given if I had had more time to do it. It was just never something that I imagined myself doing, but it was something that I ended up being really suited for. But after doing it for about another 1.5 years, I realized that even though I was good at it, it wasn't something that I was passionate about. So I realized and had to take a hard look at what made me happy and what did I want to do. So I decided that I would go back to my roots, to video work. And fortunately, there was an opening at my station that allowed me to stay with the same company, but pursue a new job goal. And that's where I am today. I've been doing this for about 1.5 years, and I couldn't be happier that I made my decision. But I also know that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for those other opportunities that I had in the past. There were so many things that I got from being a director and being a production assistant that apply to my job today in such a different way that I never could have imagined would have helped and been such an asset if I had just gone to the straight path that I thought I wanted to take. And my education at the University of St. Francis was something that really helped me prepare for both jobs. It gave me a lot of knowledge in production work, which is what I started out doing, but then it also gave me a lot of video experience that is a little unparalleled to some of the expectations that they had for me. Because my first job was working at a news station in production, it taught me so many things that I needed to learn. It taught me just the basics of camera work, how audio works, and how everything runs together to make a smooth and cohesive product. Not just for news, but then later on for my current job as video production. And the things that it helped me realize is that I always have to persevere. When you're doing a newscast, there is no, oh well, we messed it up, we'll try again. You have to persevere and figure out how to make things work even when they don't want to. I remember it was the most amazing experience when we were doing a newscast, and all of a sudden, half of the lights in the studio went out. So what we had to do is try and grab every light that we could in the building to try and fill up the missing light. And then after we got all that set up, the other half of the lights in the studio went out. So what did we do? We decided to take the news outside. And that was a time when I have never seen everyone in the building work so hard together. It didn't even matter what department they were in. Everyone from sales to creative services pitched in to help us run cords outside and get the newscast going. And it's things like that that taught me that there is no can't. There is just, you have to find another way how to do it. And I believe that that is the best thing that I learned from when I started out, because it has given me a determination to always persevere and overcome the obstacles that are in my way, because you can't just say, I'm not going to do it. And I think that the most interesting thing for my job right now is the fact that a lot of people thought I was going to end where I was, because I was in a supervisory position with a lot of responsibility and a lot of clout. But it was something that didn't make me happy. And it just went to show that the more money that I made, the more responsibilities that I had, it didn't amount to happiness, because I wasn't fulfilled in what I was doing. And while switching over, I may have made less money, I was so much happier and so much more fulfilled that my life is just incomparable. People kept telling me I seemed so much happier after switching, and I can't imagine doing anything else, because it's such a great feeling to wake up every weekday and be excited to go into work and look forward to what I'm going to be doing next. My education was essential in helping me be where I am today. It, one, gave me the connections to get the job that I had right before I graduated from college. Because I had an internship with one of my professors, she saw my work ethic, and she was able to recommend me for a job when it opened, even though I hadn't even graduated yet. And not only did it give me those connections, but it made me realize what I wanted to do. My freshman year, I thought I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew the thing that I would be best at. But going through school and seeing just the different avenues that there were, it made me realize that there are things that I never even considered as a job profession. And it made me realize that that was truly what I wanted to do. So I am eternally grateful to my university, because they gave me just a great perspective on what is out there and what I can do. And they gave me the opportunity to try new things, to fail and succeed however I had to. Because I think everything you do, even if it is a failure, is a learning experience. And I know that I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my education in my university. And I think one of the just greatest things that I appreciate is the fact that I had resources to get to where I am today. I know one of the things that we have are quinternships at our particular company, but it's always great to experience internships, because it gives you a taste of what life will be like when you do graduate. And I remember my professor always saying that don't say when you get to the real world, because college is the real world. And it was one of those things where it is a prep course for you to really get out there. It teaches you what you need to know to be the best you can be in your professional aspects. As far as resources go for us, it's great because lots of news stations have open internships where they even come and do fairs to show people what it's like at our station, what the opportunities are. And I know I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for that internship that first got me started on the path to where I wanted to be.